Hey everyone, it's me Sujra over here. Welcome back to another video. So, on this video, I'm going to be talking about why do I dislike these kind of Indians. So, if you're new to my channel, the name of my channel is called the Sujra in Vietnam. I've been living in Vietnam for over 7 years, and I was an English teacher before for 4.5 years, and then I started my online business in digital marketing. I'm also a full time YouTuber, so if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, it takes less than 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, and that way you can support my work. So I just want to take my time this evening, and I want to talk about this topic. Having some warm tea. So, if you don't know, I'm right now here in India. This is actually I'm completing my third month right now. So, this is October. And I'm actually documenting my stay over here, my experience over here. And you know that my channel is straight up no BS. I like to speak my mind and I like to speak the truth. Uh, yes, living in India is challenging for me because there are also a lot of negative elements, which can really give you a bad day. And I talked about this before, in one of my previous videos. Why do Indians make other Indians feel uncomfortable? So you can watch that video when this video finishes. So yeah, right now I just want to talk about just some examples I want to give, and I may be also talking a bit in Hindi in this video because I know that I'm going to be having also the Indian audience watching this video, so I may be also speaking in Hindi a bit, so that I can connect with my Indian subscribers and my Indian audience a bit better. Um, so a classic example is, I usually like to go for my evening walks. Sometimes, sorry, I had a lot of dinner, pretty stuffed. So I like to go for my evening walks, and like where I'm staying in my city. You now have this system where you have the traffic numbers, the traffic system, right? You have like you got to it's from 1 to 100, and then afterwards you will have, I think, 16 seconds, or I think 17, 20 seconds to cross the road or whatever. And I think I'm very comfortable with that. Some new system which has started out here. It should have been there a long time back. um, and I think this should be there all across India. Major cities, even tier 2 cities. So that's a good initiative, but what I really don't like is people are not following the rules. You have that system in place, and knowing that crossing the road in India is very dangerous. There are a lot of hit and run cases. Majority of the vehicles out here are four wheelers. It's not like in Vietnam where everyone drives two wheelers. um, but there are a lot of cars out here, and some of them they drive like jerks. It's very difficult for people. Very difficult for me and challenging for me to cross the roads here in India, especially in my city. But ever since this traffic, they have implemented this new traffic numbers and everything. I don't know what you call that as. I strictly follow that. I really follow that. And sometimes I get, I'm waiting for the traffic and I see some other people, they're just crossing the roads, violating the norms. But I'm a good Samaritan, I'm a good citizen. I want to show an example that you got to follow the system, even though you have the number system in the traffic. When it's green, you got to cross the road. When it's green, cars and bikes need to stop. They cannot they need to follow this law over here in India. So sometimes I get some glances from some motorbike guys or some two cars. They think like, "What's wrong with this Indian guy? Why doesn't he cross the road right now?" Well, it's not yet green, and I'm waiting for the number to be zero. Then I will get 18 seconds or whatever it is to cross the road, right? So, and I'm always, the pollution is so bad here in India. I got to always wear a mask. Um, but and I do see, there are some Indians, they do wear masks. And that's a good practice because, like if you are going to go to Delhi, the pollution level is extremely very bad, not very good for the health and everything. So a lot of smog and everything. So that's something which India really needs to focus on, is to curb a lot of pollution down, like 50%, I would say. Put a lot of these systems across major cities and tier two cities where you can just absorb the smog, the pollution. The ultimatum is to make every vehicle in India be electric and not be relying on diesel and fuel and all those things, right? So, anyways, like today I had a very unpleasant experience and I just want to share it. It's just that I was trying to cross the road, and opposite to the road you have the JW Marriott's. It's a five-star hotel. So you do also have. So, anyways, I was trying to cross the road opposite to JW Marriott's, and you had the traffic number signal, and I was waiting for it to be green, and then I could see some other Indians. They were violating the laws, crossing the road and everything. And it's sad to see that the traffic cops, they're just sitting on the other side of the road and just being like relaxing. So, anyways, in the on the when while I was waiting for my signal on the intersection, I could see like some motorbike guy. He was having a verbal altercation with some four wheeler guy driver, and it was kind of a very heated altercation. But nobody was there to take care of that. I mean, what about the traffic cops? There are just a bunch of two, three, four. I could see three, four traffic cops. They're just lying down. Just anyways. I crossed the road and I was waiting to cross the other road, right? And that didn't have any signal, and it's so dangerous. Like cars zooming by. And it's just crazy. It's like fucking crazy. Anyways, but this one of this traffic cop guy, he was just sitting out there and he was just staring at me, like giving me a non-stop stare. I was wearing my mask and he was making me feel so uncomfortable. It felt like he's waiting for me to get hit by a car or a motorbike, and he's just sitting out there knowing that you are having some kind of a verbal altercation going around at the intersection. And sometimes people take people for granted. It doesn't matter if you're working in a private agency in my country or working in a government agency. Always you got to treat the citizens right. And sometimes I could see like again, coming back to the traffic cops. So anyway, he gave me a good like 5 minutes of fucking stare when I was trying to cross the road. I mean, I was trying to avoid him, but he was just waiting for me to get distracted and be hit by a car or by bikes. And these are the kind of Indians I really dislike in my country. You know, um, they wear the uniform. I'm not talking about all government people, but some of them, like especially the traffic cops in my city or in other parts of India, I've seen YouTube videos how rudely they talk with people, with the citizens, with their own citizens. as if we are like trash, and I've seen this, and they like, in Hindi, I'm not going to be saying in Hindi, ja ja abhi jao, no, like this, nikal jao abhi, nikal jao, अरे जाना तू अरे जाना ऐसे करके, they talk so shitly, they talk so badly. I'm sorry to say that, like living in Vietnam for 7 years, I know that there are a lot of traffic cops. They are extremely very polite with their own citizens. Yes, they do stop a lot of people, motorbikes, but they're very professional. They're very polite. They have, a lot of, they have the right gears, the cameras, and everything. Why don't we have that over here in India? Why don't the traffic cops, they have the proper, gears, cameras, and everything? Traffic, like the motorbikes, like in Thailand and Bangkok, like, the traffic cops, they're very professional. They got motorbikes, they got the camera gear and everything, and they talk to their own citizens very professionally and very polite. Unlike here in India, like the traffic cops, they take their citizens as granted. They talk with them so fucking rudely, Like, yeah, and it's just very rudely, and it's just that at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. You give the money, and then Joe, Joe. I mean, what I'm trying to say is just that the professionalism is not there, and it's so sad. And also it's sad to see that like a lot of Indians, they're violating traffic norms, crossing the streets when the cars are going, motorbikes are going. How will we expect India to really progress if the foundations are not clear, if the foundations are not fixed? So I'm going to speak a bit in Hindi for my Indian audience, right? देखिए, अगर सरकारी वर्दी पहनते हो तो इसका मतलब नहीं है कि ठीक है, हम अभी सरकारी वर्दी पहन रहे हैं और हमें जो कुछ करने का है हम कर सकते हैं। जब हमें आराम करने का है हम आराम कर लेंगे, ठीक है। और जब हमें नॉर्मल आम आदमी लोगों के साथ बात करने का है तो बहुत रूडली बात करने का है और बहुत बदतमीजी बदतमीजी के साथ बात करने का है। मगर अगर सरकारी वर्दी पहने हो तो उसका तो पालन ही करना चाहिए ना, उसका उसका सही पालन करना चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं है कि अच्छा मैं सरकारी लाइक मैं ऑफिसर हूँ, जो मैं चाहता हूँ नॉर्मल लोगों के साथ जैसे भी मैं बिहेव करना चाहता हूँ वैसे मैं करूँगा। वो गलत है। Anyway, I spoke a bit of Hindi for my Indian audience. Sorry, I haven't spoken Hindi for a long time. Um, but anyway, I'm just trying to say that, like, the mindset, the mentality, um, these foundations need to be fixed. We need to follow the rules and regulations. If you don't follow rules and regulations in the country, India will never progress. you know Look at Vietnam, look at Thailand. Okay, in traffic in Vietnam is chaotic, but it's still organized chaos. People follow rules and regulations. you know the government, I mean, like, the traffic cops and everything, they speak to their citizens politely, and it's not like here in India ना, अरे क्या कर रहा है, जाओ जाओ, अरे समझ रहा नहीं है तेरी माँ की, this that. I've heard some traffic cops talk like this. It's a sad state. I mean, I don't care if it's a traffic cop. I don't care if it's on any other government position or whatever. But I believe in this system that if you're nice to someone, you will get that niceness in return. People will have faith in the system. But if when the system collapses, when you don't have a when you have a lawless system going around, knowing that there's some altercation going on between a two-wheeler and a car for it's going on for 10 solid minutes, a heated argumentation, and then like nobody cares. Like, what I'm trying to say, it's just that so yeah, I'm disappointed, and I dislike these kind of situations, and like sometimes like you have these Indian people, like they have some of the Indians, the mentality is chalta hai, whatever it is, we don't care. You have to care. I'm sorry to bring this up. I mean, you really have to care to improve the, if you really want India to go the next level, to become a very developed society. All this needs to be fixed from the grassroots level. All comes down to following the rules and regulations, crossing the signal when it's green, not crossing the road when it's green, not crossing the road when it's still red, when it's showing a red light and cars are going by, zooming by, and motorbikes, nobody cares. So this kind of lawlessness needs to stop in India, and there needs to be a strong push towards this. And like people who are just taking things for granted, or oh, I'm just gonna wait, I'm gonna sit and watch. I don't care about my job, my rules and responsibilities. I'm just going to be taking my evening naps right now. I don't care. That's not the way it works. I don't care if it's a private organization or if it's a government organization or whatever. Rules and, there has to be certain codes of ethics and norms in place, so that that's the reason why countries like in Thailand, Bangkok is so structured. It's very rare to find that if some road rage happens in Bangkok, like it's not like the traffic cops don't care. They will immediately come over there with their fast moving bikes. They will make sure they will be polite to both to the victims, and they'll take two sides of the story, but they'll be very professional. Sorry, there's some dogs barking outside. So that's what I'm trying to say over here, right? So I want to know from you, as an Indian, or if you're a foreigner, if you have come to India, or if you're experiencing, what are your challenges out here? What are the things which you don't like about Indians? Certain Indians, the certain Indian habits and everything, or what do you want to change? Or if you're an Indian, what are the things you would like to change? I mean, in terms of rules and regulation codes. And one more thing, it's just that some Indians, like they say, they'll just show some empathy. Yeah, we should do this. Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're not doing it. It's just like oh yeah, we should do this. We should. Oh yes, yes. You're not. You're still breaking the rules and regulations. See, I'm a person. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I always follow rules and regulations. When the traffic, even if I'm crossing the road or something, if it's red, I don't cross the road. If it's green, I cross the road. If there's no signal, I can't do anything. I have to gamble with my life crossing the road. I may be hit by a car or a motorbike or something. So it's happened to me once in India. I was hit by a bike and it hit straight my abdomen. When I was in Bangalore, because there was no traffic signal. There was no proper traffic signal to cross the road. So you understand what I'm trying to say over here, right? So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Um, if you like watching this video, make sure to like this video. If you found this video to be insightful, you can buy me a coffee. The link is down in the description below. So with that being said, you guys have a great evening. This was me, Sujoy. Peace out and Jai Hind.